Krishnaya Jaganmangalamurtaye Ahamasmi Sadabhami Kadachinnakamapriyaha Brahmaivahamatassiddham Sat-Cit-Ananda Lakshanam. That's 22. Swarupameva me sattvam natu dharmo nabhastvavate madanyasya sato bhavat nahi sa jatirishyate. Swarupameva me jnanam nagunas sagunoyati anatmatvam asatvam va jneya jneya tvayoh pateti. Okay. Now, these three words, Sat-Cit-Ananda, these three words, they are not three qualities. They are not vachaka, they are not words referring three qualities of this Atma. They are meant to reveal the Swarupa of the Atma. The Swarupa is a very beautiful word for which I don't find any good translation. Nature and all that you say. Well, Swarupa is the truth. The very thing is the Swarupa, without which that which is Swarupa. It's Swarupa. And so it reveals, these words reveal the truth, the fact, what is. It reveals the what is, the nature, if you can call it nature, Swarupa of the self. It does not qualify the self, as we saw yesterday. Now, if Sattvam is not existence, is not a quality of the self, then it is very existence is the self. Then neither Jnanam or Chit, when you say Jnanam, that also is not a quality. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, these three words are Sat-Cit-Ananda. All the three words are not qualities. They are the very Swarupa, the nature of the self. Now he picks up the second word, Chit. He says, Swarupameva me jnanam nagunas saguno yati. Me jnanam, so mama jnanam, chaitanyam, mama atmanaha chaitanyam, the chaitanya of the Sat Atma. Already proved Atma is Sat. It is existence. That existent Atma or the existence Atma, so tasya atmanaha chaitanyam, the quality of awareness on the part of the Atma is not a quality, it is Atma. What do you call existence? That is awareness. In fact, is, when you say that is nothing but awareness. Awareness, when you say, it is nothing but what is. And therefore, so it is Swarupameva me jnanam, me mama atmanaha jnanam, Swarupameva na gunaha. It is a Swarupa, but it is not guna, it is not a quality. Atma's quality it is not. Why not? Why not take it a quality? Why not we take that as a quality? If it is a quality, then there will be a lot of problems. Because if it is a quality, then it becomes an object. That's what his other fellow wants. It becomes an object. He makes it clear, yadi, suppose, sa gunaha. Suppose it is that jnanam is gunaha. That jnanam gunaha yadi. The jnana swarupa is guna if it is a quality. an attribute to this Atma, do you know what happens? Then there will be two problems. Either the Atma will become anatma, or it does not exist at all. You can't say Atma is and it has got the quality of Chaitanya. It has got the quality of awareness. If that is so, if you say Atma has got the quality of awareness, then I will ask, this awareness, is it something that objectifies Atma, or it does not objectify Atma? So, then what happens? Atma has got Jnayatvam. Atmanaha Jnayatvam asti or Ajnayatvam, we ask this question. If you say awareness is the quality of Atma, that awareness, does it objectify the Atma? Does the Atma enjoy the status of being objectified, being known by that awareness? If that Atma has got the status of being objectified by awareness, you know what you get? Then Atma becomes what? Anatma, it becomes an object, and that awareness which objectifies becomes Atma. That alone is. That's what I say. Therefore, so Atma gets objectified, then that becomes Anatma, like Gatadivati, like a pot, etc., it becomes Anatma. Then the objectifying awareness becomes Atma. It cannot be a quality, sir. It cannot be a quality. It is yourself. Then, all right, it does not objectify Atma if you say, then there is no Atma at all. Because what is not known to you does not exist. Then you will say, there is no Atma at all. That's all, there is no Atma. Yes, I like that. There is no Atma. He likes that Atma, the absence of Atma. Because Atma is so sorrowful. So, he wants Atma to disappear. I say, that the Atma, it cannot disappear, because if Atma is not there, this problem itself won't be there. This problem won't be there. You won't answer questions to me, because there is Anatma. There is no I. There is nothing to relate anyway. So fundamentally, if you don't exist, then there is no question of anything, neither Jagat nor anything. And therefore, so Atma becomes Anatma, that is not Ishtam. And if it is something that is an object, then it is Anatma. If it is an object, objectified, known to you, then that becomes Anatma. The awareness becomes Atma. If Atma is not known to that awareness, then there is no question of the Atma being there, neither awareness being there. Because Atma, according to you, the quality itself is what? The awareness is a quality. Quality of what? Quality of what? Of Atma. If it is Atma, then you cannot say, if that Atma is not known to awareness, then the awareness does not, that Atma does not exist. If it does not exist, how it can be the locus for the quality of the awareness to sit? And therefore, so it is, there is no such thing as the awareness being a quality of Atma. Atma can only be awareness. In fact, when you say I am, that I is nothing but awareness, am is. Then you give your history. Then I am so and so, etc. Then that is where the memory comes, and body, mind, etc. come. Your economic status comes, and everything else comes. All of them come. Well, all of them are so many attributes added to I am. They are incidental. They are from different standpoints. They are attributes added to I am. All that is there, awareness is. That's all that is a self-evident fact. Therefore, he says, gunaha na. So, swarupameva me jnanam na gunaha. So, gunoyati anatmatvam asatvam va jnayatva jnayatva yoho pathet. So, anatmatvam atmanaha or asatvam va pathet. And so, either it is jnayatva, whether it is, if Atma has got the status of being known, object, Atma becomes an object. Again, awareness becomes the Atma. Therefore, it is not a quality anyway. Awareness becomes the Atma, it is not a quality. And now, if the Atma is not known to you, then there is no Atma. Why do you say what is not known is not there? Why? Because Sasavishana, the rabbit's horn is not seen by you at all. Therefore, what do you say? The rabbit's horn is not seen by you, it can never be seen by you. Therefore, what do you say? It is non-existent. You can never say Atma is non-existent, because to say Atma is non-existent is to say I am non-existent. And again, a non-existent Atma cannot enjoy the quality of awareness, and therefore awareness is Sat, and Sat is awareness. Okay? And so Sat-Chit are not qualities. So there are not many Atmas. They are revealing the Atma. They are not Visheshanas, attributes to qualify the Atma, to distinguish it from other Atmas. They are revealing words, Sat-Chit. All right. Sat-Chit Atma becomes happy now and then. So why not happiness is the quality? If that is so, then again, then you can say happiness is the quality of the mind. Therefore, we can work for happiness. Why not? Then also is a problem. If you work for happiness, so while you work you are not happy. After you work you become happy. So then again you have to work, it goes away also, because it is born. It is anityam asukam. So lokam, any anubhava, any experience of happiness, being bound by time and taking place at a given time, experienced at a given time, it will come, it will go. And therefore, whole week you work for the weekend, then the weekend comes to an end, then the week begins, then again it is gone. That is all, that is a weak life, I tell you. It is a weak, that is not something very desirable for. It is the same trip alone. And then again, that weekend is not at least, if you are very sure, 2 days in a week I will be happy, no problem. We can put up with 5 days, I tell. 5 days, we can pull a long face, doesn't matter. At least if you know, 2 days we will be happy. There's no problem. In fact, everybody will be happy. 5 days they can wait for the Saturday to come. The Saturday morning comes, you are happy. And so Saturday night, 12 o'clock onwards, you are happy. Saturday night, Saturday night. And so from the Saturday night, 12 o'clock onwards, you become happy. New day, that is Friday night. So it's 12 o'clock, you become happy. Saturday is born. Then until Sunday night, 12 o'clock. Then at least 2 days, you are totally happy. No problem. In fact, you don't require a weekend, because you are happy anyway. And therefore, it's very cheap also it is. And so it doesn't cost anything. Then afterwards you will think, why should I work for 1 week? There is no necessity. Because there is no weekend necessary. Weekend I am happy. Therefore week I need not work. All that I require is some food. Then we can always manage. All that we have to work is only 1 day we have to work. 1 day if you work, you will get enough money or whatever, your bread, and that's over. Then 2 days you are very happy, Saturday, Sunday, cheap holiday. Holiday in yourself, okay? Holiday in, okay? It is holiday in, not out. And so holiday in yourself. You need not go out at all. There is a cheap, blessed thing. But then there is no such thing. Now therefore one can conclude this samsara, we can say, anityam asukam lokam. This samsara is, sukha is something that comes and goes. This loka is, the world is full of unhappiness alone. Life is full of unhappiness. Therefore, we have to think of another loka, another place, where this place, in this body, with this mind, in this setup, no way. Therefore, I have to go to another world, another setup, with another type of body, which is impervious to bugs, etc. So that kind of a place alone I can be happy. Swargam. We call it Swargam, you call it heaven. We'll go there. But there again, so our Swargam is a very interesting Swarga. So our heaven is a temporary place, number one. There again there are fellows up and down. So there is somebody who is ruling the heavens, then there are people, There are people, hierarchy is there also. There again, your happiness is also, it's all degreed. They say there is a Karma Deva, then there is a Deva, then there is a Indra, then Indra's Brihaspati, Prajapati, like this. You find there are many fellows. So everyone you have to compare to that fellow. So you will compare yourself with the other guy and then say, well, so I am heading, you always have the ideal, I am heading towards that fellow. And so the next step is that step. Next step you reach, there is another step. Then when will you reach the limitless? There is no such thing as reaching limitless. The limitlessness is called Ananda. Then where no reaching is possible for, limitlessness cannot be separate from you, the whole cannot be separate from you, freedom from limitation can never be separate from you. If there is such a thing as limitlessness, it should be yourself. It is not ever gained at a given time. Whenever you pick up a moment of joy, it is not agantukam. It is not something that has happened. It has not happened really, but there is something that's happening in your mind, and in that vritti, all that you experience is yourself. Experientially you see yourself, so you experience yourself because of a vritti vishesha. When the mind is non-demanding for the time being, there is a status of your being a seeker and something else being sought. That seeker-sought relationship resolves. All that is there is Advaita. Advaita means not that you don't see an object. That is why I told you, you can see an object. At the same time, there is no division of seeker-sought. That is Advaita. That seeker-sought. Seeker is isolation. Dvaita is isolation. The absence of isolation is happiness. And that is what we call Advaita. Absence of isolation takes place when you are happy. But then you don't recognize that that absence of isolation is a fact with myself. That is a fact about myself. That is not recognized. Therefore again, you should work for a situation, a very conducive situation wherein you will find yourself again happy. Means seeker sought. That relationship, that isolation is gone. World is there, understand? World is not, neither it can make you happy or unhappy. Really speaking, world is simply world. Then you are neither, you can say that I am unhappiness, you cannot make a statement because you always want something to make you, so this makes me unhappy, that makes me unhappy. The I itself does not say I am unhappy. That's why in sleep there is no unhappiness. If not recognition of happiness, there is definitely absence of unhappiness. That is why sometimes you would rather miss the sleep and then find some happiness. If something is there, happy, dance is there, dinner is there, even if you are sleepy, you just take some coffee and then keep awake so that you can enjoy. Because there is something to be positive, because the mind is awake. There, the mind is absent there. There is absence of unhappiness, which itself desirable. And if the presence of mind, if I can have happiness, that is the most desirable. And that is the reason why we work for, I cannot make a decision, I cannot make a statement, I am unhappiness. You can never make a statement, I am unhappiness. But still, we are unhappy. Does the world make you unhappy? Or does the I make you unhappy? Or does the body make you unhappy? What makes you unhappy? We say, nothing makes you unhappy. Memory does not make you unhappy, it is memory. If memory makes you unhappy, any memory should make you unhappy. It is not true. If mind makes you unhappy, then you can never become happy because you have a mind. If the senses make you unhappy, then you can never experience something so which makes you happy, because senses make you unhappy. The world makes you unhappy, then any situation that makes you happy, well, will not be there, because you find that the world makes me unhappy is contradicted by the same world making me happy. A person makes me happy, a person whom I love, it makes me happy. Yeah, a situation which I desire and which is desirable makes me happy. So you cannot say the world makes me unhappy. This is another happy. Another thing they say, when a desire is fulfilled, one is happy. So this is another silly argument. Desire is fulfilled, one is happy. I say, you don't require, desire is fulfilled, one can be happy, unhappy also. Okay? The desire is fulfilled, all right. And so you wanted to fulfill this desire, and you fulfill the desire, and then afterwards you found it is not the thing that you want. Desire is fulfilled, all right. You need not be happy. The desire fulfilled is not, doesn't make you happy really. Maybe for the time being it makes you happy. Sometimes, even for the time being, it may not. Desire fulfilled, all right, makes you happy. But then, without any desire also you become happy. All that I'm telling is there is no rule. All these are not rules to make you happy. Desire unfulfilled. When you see a cartoon, what desire you had? You just happened to, you didn't want to see a cartoon. You were waiting for the other fellow. There was a paper there. And then you just looked at it. And it was not a desire, let me read the paper and then become happy or anything. Let me fulfill my desire of reading this old newspaper. So the old chronicle, who wants to read that? And now, but at the same time you have nothing else to do, there was this paper was there, some cartoon was there. You picked up and then you began seeing it. And you found you are laughing. Suddenly you just laugh and laugh. Why? Because a cartoon. You saw a cartoon, you are happy. Something amusing, you are happy. Therefore, don't tell me, desire fulfilled makes me happy. This is all lousy thinking. And therefore, so there is no such thing as, so there are sometimes desire fulfilled, you are happy. Sometimes no desire fulfilled, you are happy. Vina nimittam. Without any cause, one can be happy. All that you require is some kind of hilarious madness. You know, there are two types of madness, a depressive madness and hilarious madness. There are fellows who are hilarious all the time. So they just stand in the middle of the road and then laugh. And the fellow goes on laughing. And so you can say that, oh, this fellow, desire is fulfilled. What desire is fulfilled? And so it doesn't require anything. And so you cannot say this makes me happy, that makes me happy. No particular situation you can say makes me happy, because the same situation you are tired after some time. The same situation you grow out of. And you say, well, this situation, the same situation, the very situation that made you happy makes you miserable. And so you can't point out a situation is happiness, you can't say. And the same mind which was happy before is not happy now. Therefore, what is it that really makes a person happy? I say, there is nothing that comes makes you happy, but something that is absent makes you happy. What is it that is absent? I told you, isolation. Self-isolation. That is called Advaita. Self-isolation. We do not look upon the world as something that isolates you, because the world shines after you. You shine of your own accord. The world shines after you. The world does not isolate you. World is being dependent upon I. I being independent of the world. Therefore, I am always full. With the world I am full. Minus the world I am full. Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, Purnat Purnam, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vasishyate. I am full without the world. With the world, I am full. Because fullness cannot be improved upon. Satyam cannot be improved upon by mithya. Therefore, I am full, plus the world, I am full again. So, minus the world, perhaps colorful, nothing more. And so, because the world is full of colors, I am full. With the world, I am colorful. And remove the world, I am full. Colorful, full. Colorful, full. What do you want? You want to be colorful or full? Eh? If you want to be colorful, then you are not full. If you are full, then you will be colorful, which naturally, because you have got eyes. You have got eyes. Open your eyes, colorful. Close your eyes, full. Colorful, full. Colorful, full. Practice this, very interesting. And so, colorful, especially when you have an audience, it's easy to do that. And so I see that always, colorful, full. Colorful, full. So I thank you all, because you all make a color. If all of you uniform, this is another trip. Suppose you give you all uniform and then make you sit there. So give you a feeling that you are my shishya. It's very easy, you know. Suppose I give you all uniform. You come to the camp, I give you a uniform. Give you this cloth. This is what Rajanish does. And so, give you a uniform. Brand the fellows. Then you all feel that I am disciple of Swamiji. Why? Because you are given the uniform. Swami has given me this cloth. Of course, so you can immediately feel branded. You feel connected to the Swami. And so, and then this is what they call holding people together. And well, and so that I will not see colorful. I will see only one color. When I look at myself, color. Look here, same color. Thank God that you have got different colors. Makes it very clear. So makes it nice. Oh, I open my eyes, colorful. Close my eyes, full. Colorful, full. Do practice this, it will be interesting. Okay? Do that. Really, I'm seriously telling. It is good. So close my eyes, I am full. Remember these words. Close my eyes, I am full. Open my eyes, I am colorful. It's a beautiful meditation. You keep doing it for 1 month, you will find everything is okay. Everything is okay. Yeah. Everything is okay. That's why someone said, so, everything, all things are bright and beautiful because God made them all. Is it so? All things are bright and beautiful because the Lord made them all. So all things are bright and beautiful because they are made by an imaginative person who is not an ordinary guy. So who seems to have a lot of permutation combinations. See, every earlobe, each one is different from the other. And so after all, a few features we have got. With this, he creates varieties of people. How, what ingenuity. So we can say that the Lord made them all things are bright and beautiful. That's a song, I've heard a song like that. All things are bright and beautiful, for the Lord made them all. And therefore, so there is no such, there is no such thing as Purna, therefore Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate. We never accept duality at any time. Duality is pure self-isolation, which is not a fact. Therefore you will say, Swamiji, how to remove the isolation of the self? This is another thing. I say, this self is there, that is where you have to recognize the fact of your being Satyam and everything else being Mithya. Then only there is absence of self-isolation. I will say, Swamiji, therefore is it not good that we surrender to the Lord, the self? Yes, it is very good. Surrender to the Lord. Which Lord? Already isolation. Okay? Already isolation. Which Lord you are talking about? And if you say the Lord is everything, then it's over. Then the self is already surrendered anyway. The Lord is everything if you say, then how can be everything? You should include me. Include me means what? Include me, Sat-Cit-Ananda. He should include my consciousness too. The Lord is the space, Lord is time, Lord is stars, Lord is sun, moon, the Lord is the earth, Lord is all the trees and animals, the Lord is my physical body, all the cells, well, my thoughts, my senses, and the consciousness behind. The Lord is all. Therefore, if the consciousness behind everything is the Lord, then I cannot say, the Lord says, I am the Lord. Where is that I? Consciousness. Nowhere else it can be. I am is consciousness plus everything. That consciousness is independent and everything else is the creation. That consciousness is you anyway. Anyway it is the same. That is what we call surrender. Surrender takes place only in the recognition of the fact that the Lord alone is, which amounts to knowledge. It is another way of saying it. And therefore, so here, so the Dvaitam is purely, duality is purely brought about ignorance of oneself and a mistake that I am isolated from everything else. I give the body mind I take as I, and everything else is an entity of the same cadre, definitely. And therefore, there is many is immediately seen, and each one is isolated and individual and finite and limited. Therefore, I have to imagine another limitless somewhere sitting in the heaven. That's how the God comes into being. And therefore, so we create God in our own image. And we say God created in His own image to us. I say God created in His own image means this is the thing. The God created the world, Tadeva, Tat Srishtu. It's another, it's a Vedanta expression it is. Tat Srishtva Tadevanu Pravisati. So He created everything and He entered into everything. Means the same, He created everything, entered into everything in the sense. He created everything, He became everything and He entered into everything in the sense. He remains as He was before. In His original image of the whole of the Sat-Cit-Ananda, He remains in everybody's heart as I. There is no, He did not create another image at all. He creates everything in His own image. We create God in our own image. Then we say, we have to worship Him. We can always create the Lord in our own image. A tiger, I was reading a book, and the tiger became enlightened. And yes, when the tiger was told about God, and the tiger realized God, how God is a big tiger. He is a huge tiger whose feet cover the whole earth and all that. So the tiger realized God in its own image. And therefore, so this is how we realize God anyway. Well, this duality is purely an isolation. It is not, seeing me is not duality. Please understand, therefore, seeing me is not duality. Seeing me as entirely a different person, seemingly different, there is no duality. Entirely different is duality. That is isolation. Seemingly different is not duality. There is no duality there. And that is what we call jnanam. And hence he says sukha or ananda is not born of anything. And he makes it here. Ahameva sukham nanyate anyache naiva tat sukham amadartam nahi preyaha madartam na swatah priyam. Ahameva sukham. That sukham, the word that is used as ananda. So that sukham, any type of ananda, happiness that you have, so where there is, and it is nothing but any degree of happiness also, it always is of me only. It is from me. I am the fullness, the nature, the limitlessness. Sukha means anantam, satyam, jnanam, anantam, brahma. That anantam, limitlessness, is indeed the nature of I. And it is this limitlessness means it is freedom from isolation. It is this freedom from isolation you experience mentally. So in your mind you experience when the mind assumes a certain disposition. But that doesn't mean it came, but the mind resolves, okay? The mind resolves and it looks, then you find there is no isolation, which is me. The unisolated me is the experience there. Therefore it looks as though sukham came, happiness came. To the degree there is demand, to that degree there is isolation. Understand? Isolation is nothing but is expressed in demand. Isolation is expressed in demand. Is it not true? Any isolation is expressed in demand. Unless this happens, I won't be happy. That is isolation. That's called isolation. That is called Advaita. Therefore, so that isolation is demanding I would be if I do not appreciate the fact. And what happens? I keep on demanding. My demand is met with for the time being, or my likes and dislikes without my working for it sometimes are met with, and I am blessed with the one particular great thing, and that is what we call apohanam, a capacity to completely forget. So because of this capacity to forget about all my demands is I can forget all my sorrows, all my demands. Everything is still there. My job is not changed, neighborhood is not changed, My neighbor has not changed. The son continues to be having the same motorbike without the muffler. All that, nothing has changed. I remain the same. My wife has not changed. My mother-in-law has not yet left. And so, all of them, nothing is changed. Even though this mother-in-law is for Indians, not for Americans, okay? And so for them it's a problem, especially for women only, not for men. So women, so it's a problem. Mother-in-law is a problem. And so I mean, nothing has changed, everything remains the same. But still I can laugh, you are laughing. All the problems have not changed. Tomorrow you have to go to work, understand? And so the problems have not changed. And you have to go to work tomorrow. 1 week we had some kind of a relief from everything, except Swami's, the Swami's logic, etc. That was the only problem. And there was no other problem. And there was no other problem. But now, at least Swami, he gives you some logic and then gives you some headache and afterwards makes you laugh also, sometimes. And so it's okay. But then tomorrow, so all the problem starts. But still you will find, even tomorrow, you will have occasions to laugh. There will be day after tomorrow too. There will be occasions to experience happiness. Why? Because apohanam, forgetfulness. This forgetfulness is there. Thank God for that. So only, even though you are sometimes you curse yourself for your forgetfulness, but then there is a good aspect. Everything has got an advantage and disadvantage. Forgetfulness is a great blessing. Otherwise, if you will remember all your demands, even though everybody is laughing, you will sit there very tightly. The whole audience is laughing. One fellow will be sitting there. So this guy, he remembers all his problems. Means you have to get to that fellow. It's not easy. So that because he doesn't know how to drop. He doesn't know how to drop. He has got a capacity to remember all of them. And to get that fellow to drop, it takes little more than a Swami perhaps. Well, that capacity is a great capacity. Forgetfulness is a great thing. Only it bothers you when you forget all your things, You forgot your bag, you forgot your purse you left here, your chappals, your shoes you left there, and then everything you left there. So, except the body, you forget everything. And so that kind of, so sometimes it bothers you. Keys are left here, keys are kept inside the car and car is locked. And these are so this is the forgetfulness you generally worry about. But otherwise, forgetfulness is a great blessing. And because of that complete suspense, this mind, makeup of this mind is a marvel. Even though all other things also are marvel, this engineering hand, etc. It's all a marvel. But then this mind is such a thing, that it can think. It's not a very big deal perhaps. That it can forget everything. All that we have thought, and all these are inside stored up, and that you can completely forget and just be happy for a moment, and wherein there is no isolation. This is a marvel of this mind. That is the apohanam. That's why Lord Krishna said, Matta smritir jnanam apohanam sarvasya chaham hridisanni vishtaha matta smritir jnanam apohanam che. He said, I am there in everybody's heart. From me is the whole creation, including, he said, the sun, moon and all that he had said already before, and the food that is in front of you is me, and the one who eats the food, the digestive fire is me, and the eye in everyone is me, and the mind is also me, from me. It's all, I am the creator, creation. And in the mind one he says, smritihi, memory, jnanam, knowledge, and then he says, apohanam, forgetfulness. That's very beautiful. That's forgetfulness, he says, it's all my creation. That is why you can be happy. And when you forget, all that is there is you. That you, he says, sukham, That sukham is not something outside of you, as I talked to you before. Therefore, ahameva sukham na anyate. I am sukha. I am that happiness. It is not from, it is not another thing, he says. Ahameva sukham na anyate. Anyachet naiva tat sukham. Tati sukham naiva. If it is something other than me, sukham, happiness, if something other than me, I won't be happy at all. I won't be happy at all. How will I be happy? If sukham belongs to something else, I won't be happy. And even it cannot belong to the mind. If it belongs to the mind, I am looking at the mind. Therefore, I look at sukham. I won't be happy. I won't be happy. Therefore, anyachet na tat sukham. I would never be happy if that is something other than myself. Amadartam nahi preyaha. He explains that. Suppose, why not you say that? Because, so, suppose I love this, he tells. What is it? What is sukham? Anything that you, what is it that you love in the world? Anything that makes me happy. Okay? Anything that makes me happy, I love. It is beloved to me. It is dear to me. Why? It makes me happy. You can't say, I love this object because it makes me unhappy. One fellow said that also. Swamiji, I love this situation because it makes me unhappy. And that makes me think. And therefore, I love this. That means what? You love thinking, you know. You don't love the other fellow. You love thinking. You love thinking. Why do you love thinking? Thinking makes you miserable. You won't be happy. You won't be happy. Thinking makes you think thinking makes you happy. And therefore, again it is the same thing. You have to go on 2 steps. It's always the same. You love something that makes you happy. Okay. And he says, therefore, amadartam nahi preyaha. Suppose there is an object with which I am not connected at all, and it is not going to make me happy. It doesn't become an object of love. Means every object of love is for madartam, my sake alone. It is not for object's sake. So in one of the Upanishads, Yajnavalkya, so in Brihadaranyaka, Yajnavalkya talks about this. So Atmanastu Kamaya, Sarvam Priyam Bhavati, everything becomes a beloved to you. An object of love is an object of love for you, not for the sake of the object. It is for your own sake. Your own sake. Why do you love that object? Because it makes me happy. Then he says, husband's love for his wife is not for wife's sake, it is for his own sake. He is selfish. Oh, wife is selfless? No. She loves him because for her own sake, not for the other fellow's sake. That means it's clear. So that means as long as the other person makes me happy, the person becomes an object of love. That's why I said, to make each other happy should be the norm of a relationship like husband and wife. So because that is exactly the truth about it. And so I love this man. Why? Because he makes me happy. And as long as he makes an attempt to make me happy, that's enough. Need not make me happy. Because, so, on this earth, nobody is capable of making the other happy, really, completely. But at least makes an attempt to make the other happy, you are happy with that. That's beautiful. And therefore, so there is an attempt. When some people make an attempt to make you happy, it becomes miserable. You don't know. So I know what it's all about. And therefore, so to make you happy, each one has got his own concept of happiness, And they will say, so you must do this or you must do that. And so each one has a concept, at least there is an attempt. That attempt really is beautiful. That attempt to make another happy is very beautiful. Anyway, an object of love is not for it is an object of love, not because the love is not for the object's sake, it is for my sake. Why? Because adarshanaat. So, it being seen, not seen in the same place later when that object does not make you happy or doesn't make an attempt to make you happy, or you think doesn't make an attempt to make you happy. Enough, that is enough. All that is required is you should think, oh, he is, I think, these days indifferent. But you become different. When he is indifferent, you become different. Means what? You are loving before, the love is gone somewhere. It turns into something else. It's not gone. It turns into indifference. It turns into hatred. It turns into dislike. Turns into frustration. Turns into anger. All that it can turn into. Same love business. So it turns into everything else. There is only one emotion in the world, that is love. And everything else is a ramification of that love. The object of love requires sympathy. Love turns into sympathy. The object of love does not respond to my demands. Well, you find that love turns into anger, etc. All this problem. Only one emotion in the world, and that is love. In the world means, well, emotion wherever it is, okay? In that world. So there is only one emotion, that is love. And all other things are ramifications. That love is an expression of that ananda. It is an expression of ananda. An active ananda is love. A manifest, a related ananda is love. In fact, the related fullness is called love. Therefore, amadartam nahi preyaha, madartam na swatah priyaha. Suppose, so if the object is for my sake, if I say for my sake means what? My sake means for my ananda's sake. It is not even madartam. So if it is something that is, this object is something that is I love. It is not just because I love for, even though it is for my sake means for whose sake? What kind of self it is? The self that is ananda, the self that is happy, it is that self I really love. I do not love an object which makes me unhappy. I love an object that makes me happy. Therefore, whom do you love? Whom do you love? You love the happy self. You love the happy self. You love the happy self. And therefore he says that you love the happy self. And that happy self is naturally loved by you, because that is you. You all the time love. People say, these are all some arguments are there. So the argument is, there are a lot of things which make me happy in the world. True. There is a lot of things which make you. That means lot of things make you love. So love, I mean, they become objects of love for you. Yes. That means all of them make me happy. True. All of them make you happy. Therefore, what do you love? What do you love? This is where the difference comes. What do you love? Do you love the objects, or you love the happy self? Happy self. If you have got lot of things to make you happy, the probability of your being happy is more. Okay? The probability of making you happy, of your being happy is much more, than only a few things make you happy means only those few things must be always available. And in the measure, and they may become monotonous too. And therefore, so you have a lot of things to make me happy. Music makes me happy. Stars make me happy. The green leaves make me happy. Birds make me happy. The very traffic I watch, that makes me happy. Well, so anything makes me, a lot of things make me happy means probability of your being happy is more. But you love not any one of them. You love yourself, the happy self. That you are able to love to the extent. That is why he said, Shrotriyasya chakamahatasya. To the extent you enjoy a certain frame of mind, a certain contentment, etc., because of your own certain discovery, of your own culture, etc., then to that extent you are happy. The world also seems to be lot of things in the world can make you happy. Small things in the world can make you happy because of a certain frame of mind. It's only frame of mind. That doesn't mean that the world makes you happy. It is pure, the mind makes you happy. The mind makes you happy, fine, but the happiness found in the mind is something that you love and which is yourself. It cannot be other than yourself. And there are other reasons we have given before. The self cannot be, happiness cannot be an object. It cannot be outside. It cannot be inside. If it is outside, it is not my, every object, which object has it, I have to find out. There is no one object which we can call happiness. There is no one object which has got the quality of happiness. There is no one situation which we can call it happiness, and so it is not outside. If it is not outside, then it should be inside. Inside means you can't say it is in the mind, because if it is in the mind, then whenever the mind is, I should be happy. All that you can say in a given frame of mind. In a given frame of mind means sattvika shanta vrittihi. Shanta vrittihi. When the mind resolves in a certain fashion, then I find happiness. That's all the point there. The mind resolves. When the mind resolves, that is happiness. Therefore, the resolved mind alone is responsible for it. The resolved mind alone responsible for it. That means the thinking mind is not responsible. Okay? The resolved mind is responsible. What is resolved? Please tell me. This is again another thing. What is really resolved? What is world is resolved in the mind? No. You are seeing the world and you are happy. Then does the senses are resolved? No. You are listening to music still. Then what is resolved? Then the mind, the appreciating mind is resolved? No. You appreciate the music, you appreciate the stars, still the mind is awake, the appreciating mind is there. Then what is resolved? What is resolved? Only one thing is isolation. The self-isolation. Between the subject-object there is no isolation. I am distinct from this object. It is not there. When demand is not there, seeking position is gone. Therefore, that ananda is purely myself. It is the fullness which is said as ananta, which again is called ananda. In the sense, any sukham that you have is nothing but that fullness which was expressed as anantam satyam jnanam anantam brahma. That anantam, limitlessness alone, is what is called ananda in terms of experience. Okay? Ananda can be limitlessness, ananda can be any sukham. Any sukham also is ananda. Any moment you pick up happiness, it is ananda. Means it is the limitlessness manifest in an antakarana which has resolved. That is where we have all these disciplines. All the disciplines that we talk about, the varieties of disciplines are meant to so help you gain a certain mind which is free from conflicts. So if the mind is free from conflicts, that is a discipline, real discipline. The mind is free from conflicts, then you find it enjoys what we call shanta vritti. It's another name. Don't be afraid, don't be carried away. Oh, we require shanta vritti. So we call it shanta vritti. It is only just to describe a state. We use different words, etc. These are all that you have to understand is, if the mind is free from conflicts, that is a thing to be understood. If the mind is free from conflicts, well, that mind enjoys a certain composure, certain samatvam, certain composure, and that is what we call sattvika mind, or shantam manaha, the mind that is more or less quiet and composed. That mind will enjoy contentment, and that mind also, the probability for that mind to be happy is much more. Means to manifest the happiness is much more. But that doesn't mean it won't be unhappy, I tell you. You become sensitive too. You become much more sensitive. When you are more sensitive, then you are prone to more problems too. And therefore, so the sensitivity creates more problems. Insensitive fellow will be less unhappy. More sensitivity means more unhappiness. And therefore, you require to have further, you have to use that mind to know yourself. If you know the self that I am full and complete, then that mind has done its job. It has done its job. And therefore, sukham is not other than yourself. It is yourself. Having said this, then now he sums it up in 2-3 verses when we meet next time. So we will finish it. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.